What's going on, zackpack? Welcome back, and if you're new here, a big hello to you. Why am I looking? I don't know. Today's video, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be doing a ranking of the Pixar movies. Now, I tried doing this last week, and oh my gosh, it just didn't look well at all. It looked awful. This is a video I wanted to do, and we're going to do it. So, here comes. We're ready. Pixar movies onward, and it includes onward as well, so we're up to date with all of them. We've got 5 tiers here. And I will leave this down below in case you want to rank them yourself. But then we've got these five classes. We've got world class, which is top of the best of the best, like the best of the best. We've got awesome, which is just as good, a little bit below, but just as good. We've got average, which they're okay. We can watch them. We won't get bored of them. We've got good. They're okay. We can watch them a couple of times. Not my favourites. And then we have the why though tier. Like, why do these movies exist? Because they're just not great. Now, please bear in mind that this is totally opinionated, and this doesn't count towards anything towards Disney, and I still love Disney no matter what, but there are some movies that I feel shouldn't be there, because to me personally they're not needed, or the stories are not great, or I didn't like them for one reason or another. We're going to start off with the first one that we see here, and it's Cars 2. Why though? Cars 2, why? Why is this a movie? Okay. Cars 1 and Cars 3 make perfect sense together. They work well. It follows a story. Cars 2 is kind of just thrown there and was like, hey, look, we need a spy movie because that's what's popular. So this is what became, and it's just awful. It really is. It's just such a okay, it's not a bad movie. It just doesn't make sense to the franchise. Like, okay, Cars 2 is okay. It just makes no sense to the Cars trilogy. Like, there's no mention of it in Cars 3. There's no mention of it in Cars 2. In Cars 1. There's no mention to it anywhere else, like in the franchise. It's kind of just there. And yeah, for me personally, there's no need for it. It's just kind of stupid being there. Okay, next one we've got up is Toy Story, the OG Toy Story. One of the first ones to be made of the Pixar generation. And I'm going to put it in awesome, because Toy Story is awesome. It's one of the best. It's right up there. I could easily watch Toy Story again and again and again and never get tired of it. The story of Woody and Buzz and the start of the Andy trilogy, it just makes sense. It's a great movie. I love Toy Story. I love the story of it. I love the childish fear of Sid's room and all of that, and the toys that have been broken and put back together weirdly, and it's like a mild horror movie for kids, and I love it because yeah, it's fun. The whole story of it as well is just great. Just the fact that Buzz thinks he's a toy. You all know the plot of Toy Story. I don't need to explain it. If you don't know the plot of Toy Story, then where have you been for the past, 27 years? But yeah, Toy Story is an awesome movie, so we're going to keep it up there. Next one, we've got Finding Dory. Again, this isn't one I particularly like because I feel like it wasn't needed. However, I do like it to an extent. It's not... I do like it. It's not my... It'd be right down low on the list, and it is. It's in the goods. It's not in the why, though, because I can see why they did it. It still follows suit. Dory wants to find out who her parents are, and she wants to go on this big adventure. And she ends up going to the California Institute of Marine Life thing or whatever. But hey, I'm not one to judge. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. But was it necessary? Not really. We found Nemo. The next one we've got is Toy Story 3. This is going in the world class because Toy Story 3 is by far my favourite Toy Story film. It makes me laugh, it makes me cry, and that scene on the porch is by far my favourite scene of any Toy Story movie, by far. Honestly, I could watch this movie again and again and again, and never get tired of it. Yeah, it's a great movie. It's just so good. It's one of the best. It's one of the best. One of the best Pixar movies in my opinion, and Toy Story 3 is my favourite of the Toy Story anthology, now that it's not a trilogy anymore. But yeah, I love Toy Story 3. It's so good, and it deserves to be in that spot right there. Next one we got is Toy Story 2, The Electric Boogaloo. We're gonna put that in awesome. Toy Story 2 is an awesome movie. I think actually I'm gonna put it in front of Toy Story because I do prefer Toy Story 2 to the Toy Story. Only because of Bullseye and Jessie and the whole Roundup gang. Stinky Pete was a great villain. Just gonna put it out there. He was fantastic. You know, Al was kind of there, like being the bad guy, like the face of the bad guy. But in actual fact, it was like Stinky Pete being the bad guy the whole time. And yeah, it was a great movie. It very much enjoyable. I prefer it over the first one purely because of the storytelling. Like you get to have like Jessie and Buzz and the other Buzz and Zurg and Bullseye and Stinky Pete, and it's just, you know, you get a lot of characters introduced. And the next one we've got is Finding Nemo. I'm gonna put Finding Nemo in average. It's in the middle, okay? Because yes, Finding Nemo is a great movie. Like really, it's a great movie. It's a good movie. It is. But I don't go on my way to watch it. If it's on, it's on. I will watch it. And by far, Crush and Bruce are like the two of my favorite characters. And I think I prefer the side characters more than I do the actual characters. Like Marlin's great and all, he's got his motives, yeah, that's fine, but I prefer all those comic relief like Bruce and Crush and Nigel. I do prefer the side characters to like the main two gangs of like the Tank Gang and Marlin and Dory. I do prefer the side characters a little bit. And I feel if the side characters weren't in there for any given reason, then, I mean, I don't think it would be the same. I don't think it would be the same. Next up, we got The Incredibles. The first Incredibles. The OG. I'm going to put this in, again, I'm going to put this in average. I do like it more than Nemo. And here's the reason why I like my superheroes. I like what they did. I like how they did it. I like the story. I love Syndrome. Syndrome is a great villain by far. His motives are clear. Yes, he fails because of his cape, because, you know, Edna Mode with its famous line, "No kicks!" You know, hey, who am I one to judge? The Incredibles is a great movie. It leaves it on a cliffhanger. It leaves it on a cliffhanger for the second one. 13 years later or something like that. I'll double check. I'm pretty sure it's like 13 years later. But, yeah, and The Incredibles is a great movie. Frozone is fantastic. I do love Frozone. And he's got one of my favourite lines ever from any movie in the whole entire world. I'm just going to play it because y'all need it in your life. You really do.
Honey!
What?
Where's my super suit?
What?
Where is my super suit?
Put it away!
Where?
Why do you need to know?
I need it!
Don't you think about running off to doing no daring do? We've been planning this dinner for 2 months.
The public is in danger!
My evening's in danger.
You tell me what my suit is, woman! We are talking about the greater good!
Greater good? I am your wife. I'm the greatest good you are ever gonna get.
What a movie. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna move it up. It's going into the awesome. It's going into the awesome because I can't not boast about it. And the next one is Coco. And I've only recently watched this. Me and Gabby watched it. Never watched it apart from like last week. And I've got to say, it's probably one of my favorites. It's gotta be one of my favorites. Not as favorited as Toy Story 3, but it is up there in the world class tier. It is. And this is why the story is great. The characters are enjoyable. The plot twists are insane. Like, so insane. Like, my gosh. And just the whole story, it really got me, like, tearing up towards, like, the end. And, my God, it was a beautiful story. It was a beautiful telling of a story. And it was just great. The next one we've got is Incredibles 2. Now, I'm going to put the Incredibles 2 before The Incredibles because Incredibles 2, I think, is not a stronger story, but somewhat. I like the way the roles have been reversed. Like in the first one, it's Bob, it's Mr. Incredible fighting the crime, and he's going out and, you know, he's trying to fight this thing of Syndrome, and then they all come together. I like that. I love it all to bits. I do. The second one, however, the roles are reversed. Helen in Elastigirl is out doing the job, doing the superheroing, and Bob is at home teaching the children and looking after the children, keeping the upkeep of the house, and I just love that, especially in the time zone, the time like period that it's in, because it's supposed to be set in like the 50s. It wasn't really seeing a male staying in the house, and I truly do love that aesthetic that they went above and beyond and swapped it to a more like, okay, this is more acceptable in the 21st century than it was in like the 20th century. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to reverse the roles. Bob's going to stay at home. Helen's going to go fight the crime. Sorted. Bob's your uncle. I mean, Bob is, you know, the dad, but hey, you never know. But it's just a great movie. It really, really is. And, you know, the plots, again, just very, very good. I really did enjoy Incredibles 2. Would I say I enjoyed more of The Incredibles? No. I love them both the same. But I feel like Incredibles 2, because of that reverse role like thing that they went for, I do prefer it more. That I do like it more. I don't like it more. I like it for that aspect, and it's there in front of the Incredibles because of that reason, really. Yeah. So the next one we've got. Want to move on is Wall-E, and where am I going to put Wall-E? I think I'm going to put Wall-E in average, like high average, because it's not right. It's not really in the awesome category just yet. Yes, I do love Wall-E. Wall-E is a great story. Wall-E is a fantastic, you know, retelling of, you know, rebuilding the earth. And Wall-E is a memorable and lovable character as well as Eva. But, oh, excuse me. But I do prefer. I don't think it can go in the awesome just yet. Maybe once I've rewatched them all, maybe this will change. Except from this tier. This tier will never change. Let's call it a high average, low awesome, because that's what it is. Next one we're going to go for is Onward. Onward. The newest Pixar movie. I'm going to put it before the original Toy Story. Not before, just after Toy Story 2. It was an awesome movie. It really, really was. I really did enjoy Onward. The fact that the story took magic and technology and brought them together. Disney did a very good job at that. They really, really did. There's a lot of aspects in there that have been taken from the real world and put in like a fantastical twist, like restaurants and Dungeons and Dragons and, you know, driving and all that fun stuff and biker gangs, and, you know, it's a good movie. It's a very, very good movie. The plot twist at the end was by far the best bit for me personally. If you haven't seen Onward, I'm not going to spoil it, but I did do a spoiler review. It's in the top right point in case you want to check it out. And I'm just going to say that I really did enjoy this movie. I did. It's not gonna go in world class because I feel like I enjoyed Coco more, because I'm a sucker for romance. I'm a sucker for those plot twists, and for me there wasn't enough plot twists in Onwards for it to warrant being in the world class tier for me personally. I did really enjoy it. It's one of my favorites of the year. Onward is there. It's in the awesome, just below Toy Story 2, because Toy Story 2 is like a staple great movie. Onward is just as good in my opinion, but because of nostalgic reasons, I do like Toy Story 2 just a little bit more. Anyhow, moving on. Monsters Inc. Where are we putting this? Monsters Inc. It's gotta go in the world. It's gotta go in the world class. Now, Monsters Inc. is just by far has to be one of the best Pixar movies out there. It does. The story, the whole thing of Boo or Mary Gibbs is just such an iconic piece in Pixar theory world that, you know, this movie is basically what holds everything together in the Pixar theory. Like, Mary Gibbs or Boo is supposedly the witch from Brave, and without Monsters Inc. we wouldn't have the witch from Brave. This movie is the staple, is the cream holding everything together in the Pixar theory worlds. But Monsters Inc. is a great movie. The storytelling, just the whole thing of John Goodman and Billy Crystal together, just absolutely, oh, it's fantastic. It's a great movie. My God, I love it so much. It's one of my favorites. And if it's on, I will sit there, I will quote the lines, and I do love the theme of the movie and the songs that are in it, and just the thing at the end, the credits with the song at the end of the credits, and the production. Oh, yeah, it by far one of my favorite Pixar movies. Do I like it more than Coco? I think I do. Purely for the whole nostalgic reason. Next up, A Bug's Life. Okay, what can I say? A Bug's Life. It's good. It's good. Is it my favourite? No, not really. I mean, I kind of forgot about this whole movie with Flick and, you know, Heimlich. And the whole reason why I do like this movie is for Heimlich and Flick. I know Flick's like the main character, but this movie, I kind of forget it exists sometimes because it's not as heavily incorporated into everything than the rest of the movies are. Like A Bug's Life doesn't have anything in the parks. It doesn't have anything out like merchandise wise anymore. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big Disney fan, truly throughout and throughout. But you know, sometimes you've got to prefer other movies, and I do prefer Ants. And I know that's a DreamWorks version, and I know that's like the Satan in like Disney World. DreamWorks did a great job with Ants. It was more, to me, it was more enjoyable. It was a bit more out there. It was a good movie. The next one we've got is the OG Cars. Is it OG Cars? It is OG Cars, and that's gonna go world class, top of the tier, all the way above Toy Story 3, because Cars is my all-time favorite movie. I love the story. I love the character development. I love all the characters. I love Radiator Springs. I would love to live there. I'd love to visit there. I want to visit there. I'm going to make sure I visit there at least once in my life. So I want to see it at night time. It looks so beautiful. Yeah, I want to ride the rides, and I want to go and see it, and I want to see Lightning McQueen. I want to see it all, man. I want to go. I'm gonna go. But Cars is by far my favorite Pixar movie franchise, apart from this one. 1 and 3 are the best by far, and 1 in particular because it just holds a special place. Like, I love the character development. You've got Lightning McQueen, the rookie hotshot racer, going up against 2 legends in the NASCAR circuit of the universe, and he is just as good as them. You know, he is new, he is bold, he is exciting. You've got like the rise of stardom, and then you've got the realization of him realizing that he needs people helping, because at the end of the day, it's okay to ask for help, and he realizes that, and it's just a great movie. It's a great message, and I love it lots and lots, like jelly tots. The next one we've got is Up. I'm gonna put this in high average. Yes, I do love Up. The story is wonderful. The story is great. They pull at your heartstrings those first 10 minutes with Carl and Elliot. They do. But for me, I kind of lose interest a little bit in it with like the story and the bit of the development, and then I kind of bring myself back into it when Charles Muntz comes in. Evan is by far like one of the best birds ever, hands down one of the best characters, possibly for me. I don't know, and I mean, I like the beginning of it. I do like the beginning of those first like 25 minutes of the movie, and then I kind of get bored. Moving on, we've got Cars 3, and it's gonna go there, right next to Cars, because Cars 3 for me, I love this movie. I do. You've got Cars 1, which is the rise of Lightning McQueen, the best rookie there is. Okay? And then you have the fall of Lightning McQueen. Times have changed. Hybrid cars are coming. It's more realistic. There's hybrid cars in the real world. There's hybrid cars in the Cars world. They're faster, they're stronger, they perform better, they can go for longer distances without needing to fuel up, and these follow on so dang well. And you can watch this And you can think, yes, the rise of Lightning McQueen, best racer ever. He wins piston cups like there is nothing. He's won, you know. The next one, The Good Dinosaur. The Good Dinosaur. Not a fan of this movie at all. It's going in why though? Why though? Because personally, I don't think this movie should actually have been made. Brave was the beginning of the storyline. Yes, I understand that a meteor missed Earth and what have you, but for me personally, it just doesn't make sense. The movie itself is it's just so boring. Like, it just bores me so much. And it's just not a great, to me personally, it's not a great movie. And I just can't with it. I just don't like it. The next one we're going to talk about is Monsters University. And that's going to go before Finding Dory and just after Finding Nemo. Monsters University, yes, it's a good film. But there's one thing that annoys me. It contradicts itself from the first one. And, you know, prequels are not supposed to contradict themselves in any way. And it's just one line. I'm just going to play the line from Monsters Inc. Okay, it's a good movie. It's a great understanding as to how they got the position at Monsters Inc. But at the same time, it makes no sense. Like, he was one of the best at the school. He was one of the best. You know, his father was one of the best. Mike doesn't seem the type to be a scarer. Like, he doesn't. Like, Mike is comic relief, if anything. Overall, this movie is okay. It's good. Not my favourite. I can go without watching it because of it contradicts this movie right here. We're going to move on to Inside Out. Inside Out is going to go, it's going to go before Onward after Toy Story 2. Because Inside Out is a great film. I love the way they use the emotions. I love the fact that they've brought, you know, a real thing of like mental health into it. And, you know, the fact that our emotions all need to work together to power us through, and it can't be just anger pushing us through and fear and disgust. And we need that joy in us, we need that sadness. And I really feel like underlying message of Inside Out is to talk about mental health at a child-friendly level. Inside Out, I feel like, is that child-friendly entry level to learning how to understand emotions. The next one we've got is Brave. Where are we going to put Brave? I do like Brave. I do. I think I might put it in low awesome. Low awesome. Brave is a great movie. It is. It's a fantastic movie. Merida is the only Disney Pixar princess. The rest have always been Disney animation, which I think is a great turning point for the Disney Pixar franchise. The story of it is great. It holds the Pixar theory together. The witch from Brave is Boo. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. There's more evidence to say that she is than the more evidence to say that she isn't. It is a great movie. The story is great. The story of Mordu. The fact that Merida is her own independent person, and she's just fabulous and wonderful and wild and free. And it has Billy Connolly in it as the dad. Like, Billy Connolly is a staple Scottish actor. Oh my gosh, he is wonderful. We're going to move on to Toy Story 4. Why though? Why though? Toy Story 4, for me personally, didn't need to exist. It didn't. There was no need for it. 1, 2, and 3 was a nice way to grow up. I've grown up with Andy. I may argue that Woody and Buzz are my toys as well. And, you know, I have Woody and Buzz up there. So, you know, technically, they are. But hey, 4 didn't need to exist. 4, I just didn't like. Forky, okay, like the characters, yes, we got returning characters. We got Bo Peep, for sure. Yeah, Bo Peep was great. Bo Peep was wonderful. I love Bo Peep in the first and second one. She wasn't in the third one because she got given away, but yeah, obviously. And obviously Woody wants to go and find her and be with her and what have you. Forky was a great character. He was a great, like, comic relief, as always. You know, you always have those comic relief characters. For me, Forky was that comic relief. The sheer little children mild horror was Gabby Gabby and the puppet people thing. I don't know what they're called. But they were kind of like spoopy doopy. I appreciate that. I do. Oh, and Ducky and Rabbit. Are they called Ducky and Rabbit? I don't know, but they were hilarious. They were funny. And then we have the story. As soon as I knew Bo Peep was one of the main characters, I knew the plot of this movie. I did. I knew that Woody was going to go with Bo Peep no matter what, because he always does. I don't like it. I don't feel it was necessary in any way, shape, or form. Ratatouille. And I haven't watched Ratatouille for the longest. I think the last time I watched Ratatouille, I was like a good couple of years ago now, so it's going to need a rewatch. But I'm going to put it in for Wall-E, purely because I do like the characters Remy and Linguini. That is my tier list. I hope you have enjoyed this video. It is a little bit longer than usual. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you didn't like this video, give it a big thumbs up. And comment down below, what is your favorite Pixar movie? What is your least favorite Pixar movie? And if you've not done so already, be sure to press that big shiny red button and join the zackpack today. Get a lot of perks with the zackpack. They're all down below. Discord, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, merch store, Patreon. Across the sea is down there as well. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you did enjoy. And until the next video, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you back.